guys, welcome back to Mandela Effects. Do y'all remember back in the 90s there was a movie called Scary Movie? Alright, Scary Movie 1, Scary Movie 2. 2019 Mandela Effects. This one's kind of big. In Scary Movie 2, right, there is a famous line that everyone knows. Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2 were the first two parody type of movies that literally made fun of like every single movie during 90s and early 2000s. Like every single movie. They didn't skip a beat. One of the movies that they made fun of was, it's called The Sixth Sense. It had Bruce Willis. Little boy goes, "Can I tell you my secret now?" And then Bruce Willis dramatically sits there for a few seconds, real weird and quiet for a minute. Then he's like, "Yes." And then the little boy said, and he gets like tears in his eyes, and he's like, "I see dead people." All right, cool. Good on you guys, because Sixth Sense, we did not see that coming. You hear my dog in the background? He's literally like really high. He's drugged. We've gone to the vet, and the vet's got him on some pretty heavy drugs, and while he should be sedated, he chases his tail. He's got a torn ACL, but he is healing. And yes, I know that was completely off topic. And all right, let's dive right on into Halloween Mandela Effects. I like when you guys interact with me. I love your comments. I love the questions. I love everything about what this beautiful community is turning into. So thank you. And all right, here we go. Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2. Oh, this one. I should not be laughing at this. I'm probably going to catch hell for this by whoever comments. Oh my God. Okay, you know how let me just take a deep breath. All right, for those of you that don't know, I have something known as the slider phenomenon. Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2. I think they were the first ones to actually make true parodies, making fun of all the right movies for all the right reasons. And they didn't skip a beat, especially that first one. I feel like it was the first movie that I ever watched that had me laughing so hard the whole time. No matter how many times I watched it, I wouldn't want to get up to use the restroom, or I didn't get up for any reason. My eyes were glued on that screen. It was just so funny. Like, I can remember crying. Awesome job. So 1999, Bruce Willis, The Sixth Sense. He starts getting really teary-eyed, and he's like, "I see dead people." And he's got like this blanket. He's like, "I see dead people." Okay, so fine. He sees dead people. Great. Some people do see dead people. But back then, that was a big shock. There was no movie like that prior to that. Scary Movie. There's a character called Shorty, played by one of the Wayans brothers. So, Scary Movie. He had a bunch of his friends get like really super duper high. Like, just their sense of humor is alone. I wish people around here, I wish that was contagious. Maybe if they legalize it like in all 50 states. Shorty, he has this blanket up here, and he's like, again, they're smoking a lot of marijuana, okay? Just talking and laughing, joking. And there was something about whatever they were using to get high with. It was kind of funny, too. It sort of reminded me of a skeleton key. Maybe it was making a joke, a parody about, in some small way, even the movie about the skeleton key. These are iconic movies, guys. So for them to have made these parodies about these movies that were so iconic, absolutely mastered it. But Shorty's laying, they're getting high in one room 1 minute. Got this blanket up here, and he's like, "Can I tell you something?" And his friend's like, "Okay." He's like, he does the same thing, the weird, dramatic silent. And I don't even remember if he said, "Yeah," I don't know. And the guy, Shorty, goes, Oh man, this is killing me. Whatever. I'm gonna try not to get mad because I actually have a light on. I don't want any light bulbs blown out on me right now. But I do have spider webs to catch it in case it does shatter. So those are spider webs. They're like all over the house because I'm having a fall festival. Okay, so Shorty's laying in what looks like his bedroom, and he has the blankets pulled up to his neck. And he goes, I see white people. He says, I see white people. I'm telling you. He said, I see white people. Why was it funny? Because it was freaking hilarious. Not only that, but it was a parody from The Sixth Sense, I see dead people. Why would it be funny if he said, I see dead people? So, this one took it a little too far for my comfort level. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. You're going to get used to me doing this. For loyal subscribers, I think you know me well enough to know by now that I'm going to use the word they. They, to me, is an invisible collective they who may or may not have went around and changed every movie, every scene, every line that I'm referring to, every box of cereal, every Kit Kat with the dash, everything that is a Mandela effect, right on down to those 50 states. So whoever they is, they, I joke about it, but I kind of feel like I'm serious. I feel like they did this, or they took away the dash from Kit Kat. I talk about that one a lot not because I like Kit Kats, but it's just so irritating. When you change up a package, great, I get it. We upgrade, right? We want the new, shiny new toy. We upgrade. I get it. New packaging. I gotcha. It's cool. But don't take away something like a dash or change a really famous movie line like, I see white people to I see dead people, because that's not funny. Why would that be funny? And then he's got like the little smoke that comes out of his mouth. The white Casper, the ghost kind of smoke. So they changed the movie line. They sometimes forget, for instance, and this is just for people who are new to my channel or don't know what I mean when I say they went around and changed all these things and convinced us that we're crazy, but they left the proof. They left the evidence. I talk about the collective we. We are a united collective we. I talk about us being one united connectedness. Fact. Mandela Effect believer or not. This is not a division thing. This is just like they and we. So whoever they are went around and changed every movie line and took away all of our favorite things, okay? They just flat out took away all of our favorite things. And they changed it. However, they forgot to delete the evidence off of the internet. So I get to say things like, I'm going to drop a picture. And then I have proof of it. So then I get onto this, well, how is it a Mandela effect if there's proof that it did exist? Finally, oh, thank you, God. Finally, in 2019, it is finally being called what I said it was called the whole time. Quantum theory. All right, now hang on before you guys get all upset with me, please. Give me a minute to explain. It's exactly physics, science, parallel universes, a simulation. It's all of that. It is. It just is. Don't believe me? Watch my other however many videos I have. And you'll see me break down quantum physics and quantum theory, theory of relativity, special theory of relativity, Einstein, Newton, etc., etc. You'll understand. I also do believe it's CERN. CERN created a black hole. If you don't know what a black hole is, please look that up. I've had that video already more than 3 times. So, yeah, CERN created a black hole. They forgot to delete all of the evidence. And if they didn't forget to delete all of the evidence, then I wouldn't again, be able to say things like, I'm going to drop a pic right here of it. And then we remember it being that way, saying that thing, doing that thing, whatever it was. Whatever it is, there's only they and what they left behind ignorantly, which to me, now I personally find that astronomically hilarious. Almost as funny as when he said, I see white people in Scary Movie. This is the very first ever Mandela Effect that I cannot provide you with the original poster. Now, there's a female in it. She's really pretty. They changed the poster. They changed the box, just like Forrest Gump. Okay, so this character that I'm referring to... wearing this green dress to support the line, I see white people, right? And then, said white guy, whatever his name is, who was holding this, like, whatever they were smoking out of, he's like, man, this shit is good. And Shorty's like, I see white people. Okay, so that was hilarious. And in support of that, this female actress that I'm referring to is wearing a green dress. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Shorty even had on a shirt that said, I see white people. And even if he did not have on a I see white people shirt, he still said those words. Those words have been changed to I see dead people. Is that funny? So now her dress says, guess what? You guessed it. I see dead people. That's not funny. It's funny looking back at how scary that was to us at the time, having never ever been introduced to a movie of that caliber at that time, specifically referring to The Sixth Sense. Then again, Scary Movie 1 and 2 came out, and that introduced us to a whole other level of hilarious. To me, it's at the bar. It made fun of Scream. It made fun of every single classic, iconic movie. So, have we been duped? Yup. Did they leave the evidence behind, though? Nope, not this one time. They did not leave a trace of evidence on the internet to prove this point. Halloween Mandela Effects. These are not easy to come by. I found another one. Count Chocula. Back in the day, 80s, 90s babies who were born during that time grew up on this cereal. Blueberry Ghost, Frankenstein, and several other types of monsters. This was like monster cereal. And Count Chocula was like the big deal one. And there's so many parodies on Count Chocula. It's ridiculous. Or redonkulous, as I like to call it. Count Chocula now is only seasonal. Yes. Just like Girl Scout cookies. Count Chocula and Girl Scout cookies share seasonal. He's only available for Halloween now. So, you can't just go to the store and buy Count Chocula like you can. Assuming Cocoa Puffs are still the same thing. And of course, naturally, as soon as I begin discussing Cocoa Puffs, I look it up and I did discover that Mandela Effect. Oh, man. Assuming we both went to the store and there's still a thing called Cocoa Puffs, right? Or whatever I remember based off of my memories. My parallel universe, there was a thing called Cocoa Puffs. No matter which way you would look at it, if we both went to the exact same store at the exact same time, we're still both going to see Cocoa Puffs, now spelled Cocoa. And Count Chocula is still only going to be available seasonally for both of us at the same time. So long as each item still does exist in this reality. It's not like it never happened. It's not like that kind of Mandela Effect where they're saying, I see white people never happened. Yes, it did. And for those of you that are new, this is how I deal with these things. And I'm not dealing with it well at all. When I find a really, really big Mandela Effect, I have this inner argument with myself. I'm like, no, it said, I swear, he said, I see white people. The poster will say, no, he didn't. And the movie will be, no, he didn't. But yes, he did. Because I remember him saying that. That was the funniest line in that movie at the time. That was the iconic line. Why would they go so far as to put the female actress in this green dress that said, "I see white people"? Why did they change her dress to say, "I see dead people" with the very same font? Have I been Mandela affected by this change? Yes. My inner argument, no, they didn't. Yes, they did. No, well, Google it. Watch the movie clip. I see dead people. Okay, so this is one of the ones I took a little extra further than I've taken others. Sometimes I watch their lips. Dead versus white. So I was watching his lips to see if he said, "I see dead people," but maybe his lips were mouthing. Like, did we somehow become Mandela affected by this because he mouthed one or the other? Or did they just think that here we are in 2019 and everybody gets all offended? Everybody gets offended about everything. So did they take it away because it was a racial / racist joke? I'm telling you, that was funny. He's curled up in his sheet and his lips match his words. "I see dead people," and then like this cloud of smoke. Okay, now, so while I was researching this scene in Scary Movie, I just the other day saw it on YouTube where his lips mouthed the word white and he said the word dead. Now his lips say dead and his words say dead. Also, I've noticed that cloud of smoke that I keep talking about is gone. It was there the other day. This is one of those Mandela effects that changes while I'm doing it, while I'm watching it, while I'm researching it, and turns it even to a bigger Mandela effect. So all the clips that you're going to find on YouTube, I'm going to drop the link in the description, and also it's going to say 2011 or 2012. And Scary Movie came out in 2000. Cloud of smoke maybe could have represented the weed, but it represented the movie. In the movie, like when the little boy says it in The Sixth Sense, this really, really excessive cloud of smoke comes out like it's, you know, if you've ever lived in a haunted house, you would know. It's colder, especially in certain rooms occupied by certain guests. So it makes sense for it to be colder in the house or colder in said room. Especially if you see dead people all the time. That means every house you've ever lived in will always be haunted. And any room in whichever house you ever live in, the one that's haunted. Count Chocula! I'm not going to go there about him being redesigned because, like I said, it's okay to redesign a package. It is okay to upgrade, okay? So the old Count Chocula, I'm not saying he was scary. He was iconic. This is what he looked like. He had these like two, so maybe they were like kind of, you know, sharp on the ends, but basically he had these two teeth. Not your, you know, typical vampire fangs. No, just two. Count Chocula officially came out in 1971. I asked 10 separate people if they remembered Count Chocula being seasonal or being available all year round. All 10 people said that it had always only come out seasonally. Count Chocula has changed 3 times that I'm aware of. There's the original Count Chocula. Then in 2013, General Mills may have switched it up a little bit. I think again in 2016, they switched it up. And then I believe there was some kind of a vote. So here now in 2019, they brought back the original Count Chocula. The picture of him anyways. And this is General Mills. I have found plenty of General Mills Mandela effects. Another sidebar, this cereal was promoted at Target this year. Target is another popular Mandela effect. Also, Count Chocula tastes different now. There are a lot of videos on YouTube about it tasting different, and it's because the marshmallows got smaller and more dense, and now they taste more like cream or vanilla and not the original Count Chocula made with Hershey's syrup that everyone loves so much. The original Count Chocula was made using Hershey's chocolate syrup. So lifelong fans of this beloved cereal are disappointed in General Mills for switching the formula and also for the marshmallows being smaller and not as tasty. Another big change, they're using corn syrup now instead of oat flour. Sugar is now the second ingredient, not the first. So sales are down. And lastly, Count Chocula 2019 has teamed up with the Addams Family. You'll find a lot about that on the internet as well. He looks like Hotel Transylvania. Not scary. Kind of cute. Okay. And so that only comes out at Halloween now. Okay. That one doesn't bother me that much, but Scary Movie. I See White People, her changing her entire... Okay, when they went back and changed her dress and used the same font, it was like a slap in the face insult. Those are the Mandela effects where, like, they insult our intelligence. Like, we're stupid. You don't really think that we were stupid enough to believe that if you left the evidence behind, and I can prove that whatever it is did exist and we all remember it. Then we've got another picture that I provided for you where it's a completely separate dress that's not even the same style, same color, and has no font and no words. It says nothing. Then you've got a third dress that reads I, has a heart, so I heart dead people. And none of those bother me as much as not being able to find one piece of clothing anywhere that says I see white people. And the fact that they finally deleted all of the evidence in one case. This is the very first and only Mandela Effect I have ever come across where I cannot back it up with proof. I cannot find one dress or one t-shirt or one poster or one anything that literally says, I see white people. You still left us with two options. Option one is a dress where she's wearing it. He says, I see white people, and her dress in support of that, I see white people. Argument number two, new movie trailer, new movie poster, new whatever. He says, I see dead people. And this other guy, he's like, this is so good. And they were so high, and it was hilarious. Then, in support of him, her dress now says, I see dead people. Why would you do that? We already had that. If you're going to make fun of something, you obviously would not, I see dead people, and find that as funny as smoking pot and saying, I see white people, and have an actress in a supporting dress that literally says, I see white people. I can remember that shirt being available. I see white people was a shirt. Back in my day, there was a store called Spencer's. It was hilarious. It was like, oh, no, they didn't. And yeah, they did. They really did. And so they would have been the ones who would have sold the shirt, I see white people. People would have been wearing that shirt and been like, I remember that scene in the movie. That's funny. Wearing a shirt that says, I see dead people, that's not funny. That's it. I've kept my opinions to myself, I think. Obviously not happy about this one, but happy Halloween. Maybe I'll find some more. I doubt it. I've looked and looked and looked and looked and looked. And I'm finding my own Mandela effects that make me feel like they are specifically messing with me. If you've ever seen me get upset in these videos, and you've seen like orbs and anything break, shatter, or fly across the room, or the devices just like fall flat on their faces, I pick them up, they fall over, and I'm clearly way back here. I never ever 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 touch my devices, especially when recording. And if you've ever seen any of my videos, you know that every single one of them, they just like fall over whenever I'm trying to make an important point. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one. The one that really made me believe that was watch the Christmas video, my Mandela Effects about Christmas. I was literally holding this book in my hand, and while I was holding it, I literally said, and I read it, it said, "'Twas the night before Christmas." Have a closer look. Nuh-uh. Never happened. The night before Christmas. So then I went over to ALEXA over there, and I asked her to read me the male version from Audible. To be fair to all the children that I read to every year, I do a female version and a male version. I wait all year for this phone call. This is something I do every year, just like the Teal Pumpkin Project. I do it every year. Everybody knows that I do it. And for those of you that want to join this year, if you have kids or just know anybody that has kids, and I will insert my secret hot cocoa recipe. So if you want to join my Christmas Eve reading this year, please do. I will come back with another video on how you can join. It's just a phone call. All you literally have to do is just wait for the phone to ring and answer it when it rings. I'll give everybody a minute to get situated. I'm really good at getting your kids to be still, quiet, and I promise to put them to bed every year, and I really do. I'll be happy to read to you and your kids, even if you're not a kid or have kids, and you just want to experience my Christmas Eve reading. It happens every Christmas Eve at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. I'm going to drop a link. I'm going to use Facebook Messenger. I'll make a whole separate video so that if you want to join me, just so you can hear the reading, then you can hear ALEXA say, "'Twas the Night Before Christmas" by Clement Clark Moore. Then you see me holding the same book from the same author at the same time. I already got that one on video, so whoever they are, they're messing with me. That's it. Thank you for your continued support on this channel. Thank you for your interaction and your comments. Drop me a question, any question. Drop me a Mandela Effect you want me to cover. Anything you want. I'm happy to do it. Shout out to Walmart. Thank you for donating all of the Halloween costumes and the makeup and the decorations and everything. As soon as the little boy gets back from walking my dog, we're going to be making bags, goodie bags today for the Teal Pumpkin Project. If you do not know what the Teal Pumpkin Project is, please look it up. Foodallergies.org and get on board and put your house on the map. Be somebody that does something different. Be the house on your block that does the Teal Pumpkin Project. If you live in Austin, swing by my house. I have wine too. And we'll be live on the air on iHeartRadio again. I try to make Halloween and Christmas as special as I can for children. Why? Because life is short and people don't do enough. And even if life wasn't short, I want it to be memorable. I want children to have memories that I did not have and memories that I love to create. That's just how I roll. So again, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany H. Lewis, and I'll see y'all again. Everyone have a good day and a happy Halloween.